One Piece chapter 998 is out officially, and I just want to say thank you guys for your support throughout the years. I never would have thought that a series would bring me so much joy, but as much as I have One Piece to thank, it would not be that without you guys. You support me and push me every day to be better, so I sincerely appreciate all of you. And with that being said, if you're here for the first time, or even those that forget to subscribe and enjoy One Piece content among other things, drop a like and subscribe as we provide that type of content in abundance over here at B.D.A. Law ever since the ancient times. So enough of the sentimentals. I can't have you guys thinking I'm a bitch. Let's actually discuss in depth One Piece chapter 998. The chapter is called Ancient Times, a bit different from the early release that titles Ancient Zones, but either way, we catch the gist of what Oda's trying to say. Normally I get really excited by chapter titles, and this one left you moderately prepared for what was to come, but the issue with basing expectations off of chapter titles is that it could often lead to disappointment, and oh boy have I overhyped myself in the past. So now I know better than to go crazy in celebration at the mere sight of a chapter title, but the cover page request for a certain YouTuber should make them scream like a little bit, because they absolutely love Vanel. But unfortunately, the cover page requests are not canon and are just here for aesthetic and almost a reminder to fans to say, hey, I still have this character in my back pocket. But please return from Fairy Verth soon, NL. I don't think you guys understand how shocked I will be once NL makes his return. I'm on a roll, guys. Okay, anyway, enough of the pleasantries. It is time to dive deep, and I mean balls deep, into One Piece 998, Ancient Types. Now this chapter is really setting up some major things, man, as the players are being put into their positions for an explosive climax. Now I would like a climax, or rather the climax, to be chapter 1000, but I think that's a bit too soon. But Oda has fooled me before, several times actually, so a curveball might be coming, and Wano as an arc continues to be a very ambitious venture by Oda, as he constantly not only deepens the layers of certain characters and interactions, you sometimes wonder if he can actually keep up. Every chapter of Wano there seems to be a new hint or possible connection left behind by Oda, left open rather. And then you wonder if you'll ever have the time to get to all of this, and then you wonder if you'll ever get the time to get to all of it. Or is your mind playing tricks on you? Well, my mind knows not to play tricks on me like that, so I can confirm that it's not you guys, it's absolutely Oda. Just to lay out some open storylines from previous chapters, we have Orochi possibly being saved by Fukurokuju, that shadow that was following Jinbei and Robin at the beginning, still don't know what that is, Queen and Who's past and possible connection, that's definitely a thing. We also can't forget about Kaido's and Yamato's lineage, that was hinted in this chapter, but again, still open. And there's so many more, like the Big Mom pirates and shoot, Big Mom herself, but I say that to say this. Appreciate what's happening, because the intertwined storylines are being beautifully fleshed out, and Oda is currently exceeding our expectations time and time again. It really should be celebrated. But in this chapter, I especially loved how Marco immediately leaps in to save Chopper, but Zoro and Brook assumes he was hurting him, so they go to cut him down. Of course they miss, but they go in to protect their crewmate. They ride together, they die together, Straw Hats for life. Seriously though, Marco's flames are amazing. And I hate how this chapter is making me reflect so much, because this very unique power system continues to provide nuance and simply amazing and versatile ways in which these characters can use their devil fruits, or even Haki. Marco, with his extensive wisdom from being a pirate for so long, immediately notices what was happening and leaps in to stop the spread of the virus. Chopper states that the flame is at a perfect temperature to hold back the virus and not burn him. He also uses Apple Flame, which I'm not sure why, but it made me die of laughter because it's so in line with how we know Oda likes to think and relay things. But more importantly is how Marco's fruit is doing all of this. Marco states that he's gotten their body to heat back up, but once their stamina runs out, they'll turn right back into these monsters. This is probably a passive ability in which Marco is using the natural healing and body heat to regulate their temperature. So all of this is being amplified by Marco's devil fruit and his flames. He did mention to Big Mom that his flames are special, so this makes a lot of sense. Zoro is making it to the rooftop at some point for sure, and Marco is personally making sure of it so that he himself doesn't have to fight Kaido. Seriously though, he offers to fly Zoro, Robin, and Brook to the rooftop, but what I can remember, Robin can fly. But either way, our prediction seems to be coming true with Zoro on the back of Marco flying to the rooftop. It then leads to a perfect setup of Marco versus King, but we'll get there when we get there. I liked how everyone stepped up to help the Straw Hats to protect Chopper. I mean, this shows just how much of an impact they've had on these individuals and how they're willing to risk their lives for these pirates. X-Drake does come in to help, but Zoro makes sure to remind him that he was on the wrong side of history at one point, and he's smart for switching because he would beat his ass if they fought. Okay, I did add a bit to the end of the dialogue, but that's exactly what he meant, I promise you. I'd mentioned that the pieces are being moved into the positions for them to be the most effective and maybe their final fights for the arc, and specifically we have Jinbei and Frankie facing off against Who's Who and Sasaki, who have been foreshadowed to be the strongest of the Tobi Roppo for a long time, so it makes sense for these two. Frankie's a bit surprising, but honestly, Frankie Franky is a very underrated powerhouse because he's not as strong as the monster trio or even Jinbei, but he is a monster in his own right and always comes through in clutch situations. Sasuke's revealed to be a Triceratops, and it's fitting and expected. A defensive type dinosaur fruit was something most predicted, if not the exact fruit, so that was really cool and it adds to that matchup. Sanji is still stuck with Black Maria, and she was revealed to have a spider fruit, and she is indeed an ancient zone. I saw some people saying that she's probably a smile user due to the face on the back of her body, but I think that's a part of her fruit. I never really took it there in regards to smile because this could be Oda's way of incorporating a smile function into an actual ancient devil fruit. I mean, there are no rules to this thing. We can't just try to box in what it means to be a smile and what it means to be an ancient zone. Oda is very creative, so I don't think this is that crazy. I've been sent several theories in regards to her devil fruit, but there are two I would like to highlight here. One is by a username of GOD lowercase on Discord, and he brought up spiders who had faces to scare away larger creatures. He also mentioned that she could be in full zone as every Tobi Roppo was in full transformation. I mean, I may slightly agree with that point. I just think her devil fruit and design is just pretty unique. Arthur from the Library of Ohara had a similar idea to what I was thinking, that the face is to lure men to her, and then he references a yokai called a Juragumo, and I think until Oda reveals exactly what it is and what she is, I mean, other than the ancient Zoan, the theories for Black Mirror are just gonna run rampant, but I do not think she's a smile user at all. Oda could definitely introduce a situation in which you have a Zoan user who's also eating a smile, but we're still not sure that that's even possible. We also cannot forget Sanji's fear of spiders, but even through it all, he still views his current situation as heaven. There are some on that man, and it doesn't matter what it is, it does not come between him and his love for women. A huge discussion from this chapter, which I didn't think would be a thing, was about Luffy complimenting Sanji's observation Haki while stating that he had some more to learn. Now, personally, I took this as a joke, but some took this as a boost to Sanji's observation Haki and it being confirmed to be superior to Luffy's, and I disagree. With the strides Luffy has made as a combatant with a color of observation, it's really difficult for me to believe that Sanji could still be superior. I mean, I do think Sanji's fairly close, but this was a joke by Oda. Although Sanji is extremely proficient and shows what he cares about, that he was able to sense Black Maria and Luffy wasn't. It doesn't confirm he's better though. My favorite reveal of this chapter was easily Who's Who and his devil fruit, the saber-toothed tiger. Now, for some who have been around, you guys understand just how highly anticipated this devil fruit has been. I was legitimately excited when it was shown with the buildup of Who's Who throughout the arc, and I feel like this is the beginning of great things. My friends also pointed out that Who's Who seems to be massive, almost as big as Jack even. I mean, we still have to wait and see, but when you compare him to the average size sexy cat girl next to him, he again is massive. It's funny because in the anime episode recently, 954, they showed Who's Who and Sasuke along with Kaido and his commanders, which is interesting just how far the anime staff knows what's to come. But if that's not hype and a way to build expectations, I don't know what is. This does lead to more speculation because Who's Who has seen Jinbei before and has some connection, but of course this is teased and has yet to be revealed. Some have speculated that he's a former warlord, a former Impel Down prisoner, Squard, and even Kadar, who was defeated by Fisher Tiger. I'm leaning towards Impel Down, but per usual, time will tell. The major talking point of this chapter though, other than the Sanji thing and his Haki, revolved around my guy, Portgas D. Ace. And his goal when he came to Wano, because we knew he went to Wano at some point, was to kill Kaido. And when he got there, he destroyed the statue of a dragon at the entrance. But Ace once again proves that he is indeed a very volatile and impulsive individual by aiming for the heads of the top guys in the world, which infuriates some, but I don't get it. Isn't that what Luffy does as well? I mean, we cannot look at these situations by judging the outcome, because if we do, Ace did live after going to Wano to confront Kaido, even though we have no idea what happened. The ambition should be respected. And more on this tomorrow, because every opportunity that me, Brago D. Ace, has to talk about Ace, he takes it. So we'll talk about him more in depth tomorrow, but fantastic chapter. We're 998 chapters in. I really can't wait for chapter 1000. No break next week, so guys, give me your thoughts. How do you feel about the chapter? What are your popular theories? Give it all to me. Make sure to like the video. If you have not subscribed to the channel, this is another chance for you to subscribe. But I want to thank you guys so much again for your support. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Brago D. Ace and follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. But yeah, thank you guys again, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
okay. I start doubting me, I felt lost.